Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, I just needed a little bit of vacation I suppose, but I thought let's start with something fun and easy, and one of my comfort videos that I like to make that I haven't done in a while. ScrawlrBox unboxings. I really need to start to pronounce the letters a little better. Anyway, another ScrawlrBox, and if you like to try out ScrawlrBox yourself, there is a link in the description box below. Anyway, let's open this. Alright, so let's see. It sounds like there is some sort of liquid inside. Also, this is the July box. Oh, look at those colors, so pretty. I am so excited to open a ScrawlrBox again. I really missed it. So we have the Scrawler scene. Let's save that for later. And this is the featured art. Look at these gorgeous colors. And this is made by Jess Kirkman. And this is where you can find their art. Oh, we got a Yupo pad, so I think I got an idea what kind of art supplies we're gonna work with. I think we're gonna work with alcohol inks. And if you don't know what a Yupo pad is, not even sure if that's how you pronounce it, Yupo, but I haven't worked a lot with it. I have only tried it a little, and the Yupo sheets are super smooth, almost kind of plasticky feeling. I don't know if it is plastic. And when adding inks or watercolors or any liquid medium to them, it doesn't penetrate into the sheet. It kind of just stays on the surface. So this is the kind of effect that you can get. Very cool. So I'm really looking forward to play around with this. Ah, yay! This is a big one. Oh, also a big one. As I guess, we're gonna be working with alcohol ink, and we got them in the colors Caribbean, Extender, I think this might be just colorless, and we got magenta and diamond sparkle. Can see the sparkles in there. I don't know if it shows up on camera though, but it looks very shiny. So yeah, it was definitely something liquid I could hear in the box. And then we got a paper straw, probably to blow around the ink on the paper to create some cool effects, I suppose. We got a little round paintbrush from ProArt and a pipette. It looks like these ink bottles already got kind of like a pipette nozzle to it. So I'm not really sure what we're gonna use this for. Maybe to lift up the ink, or maybe I can just mix the ink in a separate container and then I can pick it up with a pipette. We also got a giant drumstick candy, and I love how the wrapper matches the colors of the art supplies, and a little sticker. And also we got the little menu for July 21, and we got some information about the art supplies. Yupo is a non-porous, acid-free and pH-neutral synthetic paper, so it is paper but not really paper. Also the extender ink.
The extender is an indispensable supply for many techniques and can be used
to not only increase the alcohol ink's workable time, slowing down the drying time,
but also to lighten pigments, lift colors and increase the transparency of your inks.
So yeah, kind of like a colorless blender marker almost. We have the Scrawler challenge, which is Nebula. Of course you have to do something galaxy with these colors. And also we have the Scrawler scene. We got some featured art from May's Scrawler challenge and a little information about the artist. This spread is so pleasing to me. The colors and how the art supplies are laid out. Yeah, let's just start by experimenting a little, get a feeling for the art supplies. Okay, I need to puncture this. Alright, we have a giant safety pin, so let's see if that will work. Is it working? Oh, yes, it's working. Got it all over my fingers. Oh, it's so strong. Oh, it's strong. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of afraid of opening these ones now. Maybe if I remove the cap first. Will I get ink all over me? You're not messing around with these fumes. Now we got that done. Let's see what these colors looks like. And the Caribbean one. Oh, that is a gorgeous color. We got the magenta. This is so gorgeous. Let's add a little bit of the extender ink, the colorless one, to see what happens. Ooh. Oh, the smell. Be sure to use these in a well-ventilated area. I'm just gonna open my door. Now the diamond sparkle. Oh my, look at that. So glittery. Let's try to blow it around a bit. That is so interesting. When the ink starts to dry and you blow it around, it creates these little lines kind of. I'm not exactly sure what I like about this shape, but it is cool. Alright, so this is what we got to work with. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna create a finished illustration using this, but I think I can figure something out. I might just play around with the inks. Maybe I can take a few of my Copic inks and mix in. That is something I could try out. But yeah, let's see what I can come up with. I also tested the paintbrush with the ink because I totally forgot to do that, but yeah, it worked just fine. So I was thinking about how I could turn random abstract ink patterns into some kind of illustration. I mean, I don't have to make illustrations in each video just for the sake of making illustrations, but I just wanted to try it out. I tested a Sharpie pen on top of the ink and it worked pretty well, so that will come in handy. I also wanted to test Copic Ink, as I mentioned before. It is also alcohol based, so it should work well with the other inks. I first tried just scribbling with the markers on the paper and then adding the colorless ink or the extender, but it wasn't too impressive, to be honest. Then I just took straight up refill ink from the bottle and poured it on the paper, mixed it with the magenta alcohol ink, and yeah, it looks pretty amazing actually. I also tried black ink, but it was a little too much, I think. Alright, so let's create some abstract ink splotches. I'm basically just playing around with it, having fun, pouring ink all over the place. I don't really have any control over what's happening. I'm just adding ink wherever I think it looks nice, blowing it around with a straw to create textures and patterns. I really enjoyed adding the colorless extender ink and just see it push away all the other colors, creating these cells almost. You know, like when doing acrylic pour, it makes these little dots in the paints and it looks really pretty. It is so satisfying seeing all the colors mix and blend in with each other. So I was really enjoying myself. The only complaint that I have though is the smell. The fumes were vicious. I made sure to keep the patio door in my art studio open, but it didn't really help that much. The fumes were concentrated. I think the worst part was when I was blowing air through the straw and I got out of breath, and just by reflex I inhaled, not through the straw though, but still right above the ink, and I got a full breath of the alcohol fumes. Not that great, let me tell you. It kind of reminded me of when I was little and I had a lot of troubles with my ears, so I had to go to the hospital to get it fixed and I got sedated. The smell reminds me a lot of that, being sedated and the hospital. But yeah, I really tried to breathe the other direction whenever I could, and I only worked for shorter periods of time. I took a lot of breaks to air out the room. But still, I had so much fun with these inks despite the fumes, and I really want to get more colors to work with and play around with. I know I have my Copic inks, but they are pretty expensive, so I don't want to waste them. But I can really recommend you trying this out. Just make sure to work well ventilated, maybe use a respirator if that will work. It was so relaxing seeing the ink mixed together and to push them around using the straw to create patterns, and you can't really control it, not entirely, you just have to let things happen. So here they are. Before I play around with them any further, I think I definitely created some interesting ink patterns. I especially like these three. I just like how the colors and the balance of the textures turned out. So let's try to turn these into some sort of illustrations. I brought out the Sharpie Pen again, and this piece that I first saw turned out pretty bad. I wasn't really going to use it. It was actually perfect to turn into a few mushrooms. What else? It is so simple, but I really love how it turned out. The bold black lines mixed with a splotchy colorful ink, very pretty. I will actually add these pieces to my Redbubble store. If you'd be interested, feel free to check that out. For this next piece, I felt inspired by the colors to do something space themed. Me and my boyfriend have been watching these UFO documentaries on Netflix lately, and I think I just got aliens on my brain. And even if the spaceship is just a very small part of the illustration, it is so simple. I think it is very effective. I really like the way this turned out. Lastly, I wanted to make something with my favorite piece, the pink and yellow ink painting. Can't be a video without adding some sort of cat-like creature. I really like the pattern in this piece, so I tried to incorporate it and not cover it up too much with the drawing. Here I noticed that the Sharpie pen started to lift up the ink a little, but I just went over the black areas a few times to make it more even. I think I could have used a black Posca pen, but I was a little worried that it would take too long to dry on this Yupo paper. This little experiment, it also really shows that art doesn't have to be complicated. It can be quick and easy, but still turn out great and effectful. I had so much fun. I hope you enjoyed this video and the art. Let me know what you think of it. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Keep drawing, my happy cats. Bye!